profoundly moving about the final day of the festival. It's where reflection meets renewal and every conversation feels even more meaningful.
Good morning, everyone. Day 3 arrives not as an ending but as a culmination, carrying forward the ideas, questions, and stories that have unfolded over the past 2 days.
Welcome to day 3 of the Bhopal Literature and Art Festival right here at the SBI Rangdarshini Hall, a space that has echoed with curiosity, debate, poetry, and purpose.
From history to imagination, from art to governance, this hall has hosted voices that challenged us to think deeper and listen more closely.
And today is about carrying those conversations with us beyond these walls into our lives, classrooms, workplaces, and communities.
And what a lineup we have in store. Sessions that promise insight, inspiration, and moments of genuine reflection.
So, as we begin with this final day, we invite you to stay present, stay curious, and stay engaged.
Ask questions, share perspectives, and let the ideas continue to evolve.
As we step into the final day of the Bhopal Literature Festival, we mark together the coming of ideas, voices, and shared imagination with the wonderful audience that we have.
Thank you for being such a thoughtful and enthusiastic audience.
And with gratitude for all that, let us begin day 3 at the Rangdarshini Hall.
Can we have a huge round of applause? We are kicking things off this slot with something truly special. The session is titled Time Travel Adventures. Now, when we say time travel, we often think of science fiction machines, but the most powerful time machine is a story. It can take you back to ancient civilizations, deep into the mythology, or forward into the minds of the next generation. This session is about the journey. It is about how youth of today are rediscovering the magic of the past and packaging it for the future. To take us on this adventure, we have a speaker who defines the word prodigy. Please welcome Ms. Vaishnavi Anantha on stage with a huge round of applause. And to engage in this conversation, we have a veteran leader who has literally helped people fly. Please welcome Dr. Ms. Meenakshi Dua ji on stage. Can we have a huge round of applause? I would take the honor to introduce our distinguished guest. Vaishnavi ji is just 18 years old, but she started writing at the age of 12. Currently a law student at Symbiosis Law School, Hyderabad, she has already written 4 novels, including the JAZ Gang series spanning mythological adventure and historical fiction. A former homeschooler turned college student, she has already graced the stages of Hyderabad Literature Festival and the New Delhi World Book Fair. Her next project, a self-help book for teens. Don't let the books fool you. She's also a black belt in sparring. A huge round of applause for this powerful house of talent. And our moderator, Meenakshi ma'am, is a distinguished HR professional and the former executive director, North, at Air India. She has been a country head for education at a premier aviation academy and currently serves as an honorary member of the Audit Advisory Board under the Government of India. But most importantly, she is a founder member of the very society hosting this festival, the Society for Culture and Environment. She has spent years mentoring and inspiring youth to foster careers in aviation, making her the perfect mentor figure for this conversation. Can we have a huge round of applause for our guest today? When experience meets youthful energy, that is the environment we need for today. Meenakshi ji, Vaishnavi ji, the stage is all yours. Thank you.
It's such a funny feeling. It's such a good feeling. I feel like I'm a grandmother talking to my granddaughter because that's the kind of age gap we have between us. So I welcome you all to this very interesting session, which is going to be extremely engaging because this young author who appears to be very, very young and is very young, is a surprise package. She's not what she seems to be. You'll find that she has such a depth in her, and how to explore that depth is actually left to you all. I will only help in this journey, and rest will all be Vaishnavi telling you about her journey, right? So, she likes to dabble with mythology, and she describes it as a way to reconnect her generation with India's heritage. So, friends, Vaishnavi grew up in Hyderabad, but her imagination had long since left the precincts of Hyderabad and outgrown the city limits. And she picked up writing at the very young age of 12. And the spark quickly grew and became a steady flame. And by 18, can you guess how many books she's authored? You can see those volumes lying there, so some hint is available. Any guess? She has actually authored 5 books. Am I right? Yes, and maybe the 6th is in the offing. Huh? So that's really an unusual milestone for someone who's still in her teens. And her early teens were shaped by homeschooling journey, which we will certainly explore with her. And so that kind of gave her a little more time to write. And she played around with the creative mind that she had. And the stories that she produced and novels that she brought out, they blend fantasy, action, adventure, and myth. And these stories from the heart of her jazz gang. Now, that's a very, very interesting terminology, and especially to this Gen Z. So these stories from her jazz gang, they are set against a very magical background of ancient India. And they reflect her desire to celebrate the local culture in a way that resonates with the young readers. So even before she has reached adulthood, she has built a growing body of myth-laden adventures, and this is just a beginning for this young author. I am really inspired, and I'm really looking forward to unpacking these books with Vaishnavi. It's a pleasure to be in conversation with you, Vaishnavi. Can we all give her a very big hand? So Vaishnavi, for many of us who are sitting here in the audience, we may not have read your books so far. It'll be a pleasure to know more about your books.
Sure, ma'am. So firstly, a very good morning to the audience. It's indeed a great pleasure to be here. I'm truly delighted and humbled. Special thanks to Raghav sir, Sanjay sir for giving me this opportunity. I'm really excited for the session. So coming to my books, and also thanks for the wonderful introduction, ma'am. So I've written 5 novels. The first 3 are mythological thrillers titled the Jazz Gang series. So just show the book. It's this one. It's basically 3 books, but for the purpose of the book fairs, I combined all 3 into one edition. So the title Jazz Gang, it basically stands for the 3 protagonists, Jay, Archie, and Zanisha. So it's about these 3 teenagers who are completely poles apart from each other, yet they come together, they discover a time machine, and then they decide to travel 7,000 years back in time to the Ramayana era with a desire to meet Princess Sita and explore the land of Mithila. So basically, they want to prove that Ramayana actually happened and that it was not a mere mythology as imposed by several Western minds. And the 4th novel that I've written, it's titled Beauty and Beyond, the story of 2 warrior princesses. It's a historical fiction. It's basically my imagination of how the childhood lives of 2 warrior queens from ancient India would have been. One is Queen Rudrama Devi from Telangana, and the other queen is Queen Velu Nachya from Tamil Nadu. And coming to my latest novel, it's a self-help for teenagers and young adults titled Control, Alt, Achieve, a teen's journey from a loser to a winner. So we teenagers, even I don't really like reading non-fictions because they are, I find them dry. So I wanted to include non-fiction elements in a fiction-like story, and hence I've written this novel, the latest one.
How did your journey begin? Did you stray into writing or something compelled you to start writing?
Well, I would say that I kind of did stray into writing. Uh, I started my writing journey as a homeschooler. So during the COVID outbreak, when my parents decided to homeschool me, so homeschooling is basically a concept wherein we kids self-study. It's completely studying on our own. So I did 5 years of homeschooling, and I started out with a journey. I had plenty of time to explore various extracurricular activities. So every day I would just explore some or the other activity, and one of them would be creative writing. So one day I just took out a worksheet, uh, and that worksheet said that if you had a time machine, where would you travel to and why? It's pretty random, completely out of the blue. So I just wrote a story on it. Because since childhood, my parents, they would talk about Ramayana, Mahabharata, the great epics, and I was really inclined towards knowing how life would have been 7,000 years back in time. Was it exactly like how they show in the movies, in serials, like they write in the books, or was life somewhat different? So I penned down a 2-page story, and my mom really liked the concept behind it. And she was like, Vaishnavi, why don't you start writing a novel? And I was pretty surprised, shocked. I don't know what emotion went through me back then because until the age of 12, I could say that I used to despise reading. So generally, it's the case that many authors, they love reading books and then they go on to write stories. But for me, it was completely the other way around. I started writing and then I started reading. So I was to my mom like, Mama, what are you saying? How can I write a book? I mean, that doesn't it sound absurd? But my mom was like, see, you're a homeschooler. You have a lot of time. So why don't you just try writing maybe a couple of lines every day? Be consistent with it. What if you really end up writing a novel? Wouldn't that be great? So I was like, okay, fine, there's nothing wrong in giving it a try. And that's how the journey started. From one book, now I've written 5 novels, and when I look back, I'm really surprised. So I definitely wouldn't have done it without my parents' support, my sister's encouragement. So that's how it all began.
And so when you were writing, did you need to draft and redraft, or it was just a flow just came and...
Definitely took a lot of redrafts.
Yeah.
So when I would just sit, it would just flow into me. I would just write whatever came to my mind. But then my mom and I would discuss, and then there would be a lot of redrafts in it. For the first novel, The Jazz Gang A Dangerous Escapade, that's being shown over there. So I wrote the entire book, and my mom was like, maybe why don't we, shuffle the chapters? And I had to shuffle all the chapters. I had to rewrite it, so that was quite a task. But that what shaped the book.
Yeah, but the narrative is so engaging, and I was so compelled to read, I just couldn't. I remember my mom coming in between and saying, why don't you just take a break for lunch or dinners? I don't know what time it was, mealtime. I said, Mom, wait till I give this book to you. My mom's 90, and she loves reading, so I said, just wait. Let me finish this book, and when I give it to you, you will also forget your breakfast, lunches, and dinners. It was quite engaging, and especially I won't tell you anything. You need to get into this time machine and then travel back. And I would love to ask Vaishnavi, besides her mother's, maybe a little propelling her or steering her, what made you take the step 7,000 years back?
Right, so when we teenagers, especially if we get a chance, we would definitely want to travel into the future.
Yes.
Because
exactly.
that's such an exciting concept. I mean, future, what it beholds, AI, everything. I mean, that's the talk of the town now. But I wanted to go into the past. Being a Gen Z, that too, I chose the Ramayana era. I mean, when I see my friends, they're like, oh, come on, Ramayana and Mahabharata again. Talk about something else. We are so smitten by the Greek mythology, Norse, the Romans. We're a fan of Percy Jackson and Harry Potter. So am I, even I love them. But there was this thought, what's wrong in knowing about our culture? Even in our history textbooks, when I was in 6th and 7th, things are definitely changing now. There was a lot about the Mughal Empire. There's a focus more on the invaders,
Yes.
less about our kings and our past, our history.
Yes.
So a part of me wanted to know about our past, our culture. How were our ancestors? I wanted to explore that. And why I specifically chose Devi Sita? We all know extensively about Sri Ram. We know about Ayodhya, his birthplace. But not much know about Devi Sita other than, she was a weak lady. Maybe in movies and all, she's always shown as crying. So I was like, Mama, why is she always shown as she's always crying? Why is she weak? Didn't she have a voice of her own? We worship Goddess Durga, we worship Goddess Kali. They are beacons of strength. But when it comes to Devi Sita, who herself is a representation of Ma Shakti herself, why is she shown as a weak lady? Could she have been a different person? Could she have been a completely different woman? So that's another angle of Princess Sita, another angle of our past that I wanted to explore, wherein our ancestors were maybe I could say advanced beings, wherein Princess Sita was a warrior. So that angle I wanted to explore, and that's how I maybe chose that topic. Thank you.
And she really created the character so beautifully. It has been woven up so well that you feel you are right in the jungles in Maithili, and then moving out from all those places that she makes us visit. And it's so clear, and it's so impactful that you'll be really compelled to read these books. So I'm not recommending that you go and read the books because I want you to buy the books, but I'm actually recommending these to you because at my age, if I felt compelled to read, then you at your age are bound to almost chew them up. So, but then after this jazz gang came, you would have had a lot of readers, your own peer level and others, and even your uncles and aunts and others come back to you with their views on it. So what were the readers' views on your books, and how many books actually you happen to or managed to sell?
Okay. So after reading the Jazz Gang, adults, kids, the response was that they absolutely loved reading it.
Okay.
Many of my friends, they was like, Vaishnavi, why don't you get it converted into a web series? I was like, sure, why not? I'm waiting for that. So they really liked it, and the response was really positive. And I'm really happy for that kind of encouragement, for that kind of a response. And coming to the books, the number of books that I've sold, I haven't really kept a track of that as such. But in total, about 50,000 have been sold.
I think that calls for a very, very big hand.
Thank you.
50,000 books already sold. And actually, again, I'm repeating myself. Maybe I may be continuing to repeat myself. But when I was also reading these books, I felt like this needed to be, I could visualize it. So it's so beautifully written that you can actually travel through time with her. And you can feel the rustle of the breeze, you can feel the leaves, you can actually feel the narrative is so good. And it can be so easily scripted into a web series. And I think there are people who can probably take this forward, including one of our members here who's a member of the NSD and teaches drama to and actors and others. Wow. So it'll be nice that Niharika ji can take this forward, maybe. So who's done the illustrations for your books?
Yes, so for the first 4 books, I've illustrated myself. No, for the 4th one, we gave it to my drawing sir. He did the illustrations. But for the latest one, it's my younger sister who's done the illustrations. She's 12. She loves drawing. So people ask her, when readers come and meet me, and they're like, so your younger sister is also into writing? I'm like, no, she has a talent of her own. She's into writing.
Come on, get up. Stand up, Vaibhavi. I think she also, very inspiring, very inspiring. They both are very tall and actually tall in stature.
Yeah, we are a tall family.
So if a young reader were to pick up just one of your books today, which questions do you hope they would be left grappling with?
So thanks for the question, ma'am. That's a really good question. At least for the first 4 books, the mythological thrillers and the historical fiction, one main question or 2 main questions that I would want the readers to at least question themselves is, firstly, about India's past. So there's a set narrative about our history imposed by the West that we Indians probably were nothing before colonization. All the developments that came into being were because of them, the railways, anything. If it weren't for the British, maybe we wouldn't have developed. But personally, when I started researching for the Jazz Gang series, for Beauty and Beyond, what I learned was completely different. We were the world's superpower. But invasions after invasions, we were forced to forget that fact. We were forced to not believe in ourselves. We were forced to completely forget our identity. And today we adore the West. We are smitten by the West. But I think we have forgotten the fact that we too were something. So maybe one thing that I would like the readers to question themselves is the set narratives that India was nothing before the invasions. And the second thing is definitely about, women, about Devi Sita. So in Beauty and Beyond also, it's about two warrior queens. In ancient India, it was said that women were not much. They weren't maybe strong. They weren't weak. I mean, they were weak. They didn't have a voice of their own. But when we look at the Rig Veda, which was written aeons back, there's mention of a warrior queen, Vishpala. So she's defined as to have fought like a tigress. So she is defined as a very, very strong warrior. In fact, during a war, she lost her right leg, and it was amputated. But despite that, she did not stop fighting. She continued fighting like a tigress. So if back then women were so strong, why can't women be strong now as well? Even now, we see women are excelling in every field. So women aren't weak. Ancient India was not boring. So these maybe are the two questions that I would like to ask the readers think through.
Yeah, but did you do a lot of research to make sure that you're on the right side of media
Yes,
and social media, especially
right.
these
So
days?
the kind of themes that I've chosen, they're definitely pretty sensitive.
Yes.
Every Indian, most of us really looks up to these two epics. We worship, Lord Ram, Devi Sita. So I had to be really, what do you say? I had to be really correct or right, and I have to do enough research to say what I was saying.
Yeah.
So one thing was these books are fantasy fiction.
Yes.
They are not fact-based. I haven't shared a lot of facts. So it's in a story-like format, and wherever I found certain information that could, support what I was saying in the books, I try to incorporate them. So definitely what the research I did, I definitely ensured that it was correct, and I wasn't just saying for the sake of it.
Yeah, because I see the narrative was very, very enthralling and yet very real and readable. And it went at a very fast pace. So it must have called for a lot of balancing of reality with
Yes,
fiction.
absolutely.
Right. And what historical sources or lesser known facts about Rudra Devi or Velu Nachar shaped your narrative?
If I were to answer that question, that would be like revealing everything in the book.
Okay.
So I would request the readers to read that. But one thing that I would like to say is that we all know about Rani Lakshmi Bai.
Yeah.
Her valor, her courage. But there were other warrior queens, other people as well who contributed a lot to
Yes.
our country. And especially when it comes to these warrior queens, we don't know much about them. So this book is just an attempt to talk about two such queens who, when it comes to Velu Nachar actually, she's believed to have been the first queen to not only have waged war against the British, but she also defeated them. Now how many of us know about that?
Hardly any.
And when it comes to Rudrama Devi as well, she too was a great, great queen, but not many know about her, except a couple of people from Telangana or Tamil Nadu. All over India, if we see, very, very little people know about them. So these books are that book is my attempt to talk about those queens, to bring forth their achievements. It's my imagination of how they were as young girls, because even if we know it's about their adult life, what they achieved when they grew up, but how are they as young girls? During my sister's age, how were they when they were 8, 10, 12? Were they born with warrior-like qualities, or did they develop them? And even if they developed them, how did they do that? So in a story-like format, I've woven it.
So how many such queens or people did you explore before you reached your identified these two?
Well, there are many, many such queens, so I can't really recollect it. But I specifically chose these two queens because one, I'm a Tamilian and I'm residing in Telangana. So when I found these queens from these two places, I was like, okay, first let me start with these two, and probably, definitely in the future, I would want to write about the other queens as well.
So did you visit any of these sites where they...
Yes, I did visit Hampi, Warangal, which is believed to have the kingdom of the Orogulu dynasty, Kakatiya dynasty. So it was a really good feeling to, visit the site and take inspiration from that.
But do they have such monuments still there which belong to that era?
No, not really.
Nothing.
They're monuments, but they're just remains.
Remains
So,
are there.
yeah.
Okay. And Since you're promoting your events, the books, now you've been going to some of these events like today at the Literature Festival or the fairs. Has that helped you in increasing your confidence and also getting some kind of feedback from people?
Definitely, it has definitely helped me boost my confidence a lot. When I went to the book fair, I remember when I was 14, I first visited the Hyderabad book fair. I was pretty nervous, and getting that kind of exposure when the media came, getting the mic for the first time, getting to speak in front of the camera, it was a great feeling. It was a great exposure that definitely boosted my confidence. Getting to interact with buyers, with the readers, convincing them to buy my books.
Yes.
Not all would be like, oh wow, you've written books, amazing, I'll buy them. Many were very skeptical, like, why have you written this? What have you written? I mean, we would just take the book, flip the pages, and just leave. So I learned to take no also as an answer.
Right.
And then I also learned that when people praise you, you shouldn't be on cloud nine. So it was a really great experience. It is a great experience getting to meet such distinguished people, such established people. I've learned a lot through this journey.
So, what challenges did you face when you were transitioning from your, the mythological jazz gang series to Beauty and Beyond, and now to the latest book?
When it comes to the transition, I would say just I didn't really think about it as a transition. My mom always tells me, my parents always tell me, it's always in the mind. So whatever you feed your mind, it happens. So I didn't really feed into my mind, oh, now I'm transitioning into a different genre, it's going to be difficult. I just took it up as a new project, a new experience that's going to be exciting, getting to learn more new things. So I didn't really feed it into my mind. And there's another misconception or conception that, that writers write only when it's the night time, during midnight and all. Yeah. Many of my friends would ask me, so when do you write? Do you write at the night time? I'm like, no, I don't feed that into my mind. Whenever I get the laptop, whenever I get the free time, just write.
And sometimes you even change the total way it was coming up.
Yes.
Yeah, reroute it and
right.
reshape it, remold it. Very nice. So now, what are you doing at present?
Currently, I'm a law student. I'm pursuing my 5-year integrated course at Symbiosis Law School, Hyderabad.
Oh, great. So as a 18-year-old law student, what parallels do you see, you can draw between these queens and the contemporary issues of women, Indian women?
Right. So when I started writing, I didn't really think about that aspect. But now there are a lot of parallels that I see as a law student. Having written these novels is definitely giving me more insight, getting to connect both topics. But again, I would like the readers to read the book to, get to know more about it.
And what are your future plans? Are you working on anything right now?
Currently, yes, me and my sister are working on a novel for children, kids below 10. So currently I'm working on that. And yeah.
And have you inspired your mother and father also to write?
No, my parents inspired me to write.
But are they now not inspired to write?
Well, it was my mother's dream actually to write a book. She was a voracious reader. It's because of her actually that I got an interest into reading and writing. So,
okay, it's a little difficult question, but I'd like to still ask you this. Nowadays, most of us parents want our children to become follow a particular career. So what would you like to say to such youngsters, about what should they follow? I mean, should they follow their passions or should they just toe line of what parents want them to be? Because parents always think that they are taking wise decisions about their children.
Right, that's
This
a
is
very
my
good
last
question.
to you.
Okay. Well, to be honest, for me that hasn't been the case. My parents have been really very open-minded and they've encouraged me in whatever I've done. That's why I will say that I've been able to write these novels. But when it comes to such kids, I have my roommate, to be honest. One of my friends, she isn't really interested in that profession, but her parents have forced her to take it, and she always keeps scribbling about it. अरे यार मुझे ये नहीं करना है, मुझे घर जाना है, मुझे वापस घर भेज दो, please. पापा से मैं कैसे कहूँ? But there are many such kids. Parents force them, but they don't really want to do. One thing that I would like to say is just don't argue with your parents. Just try to put forth your point in a subtle, polite manner. कहीं ना कहीं मम्मी पापा मान ही जाएंगे. अगर आपको सच्ची में उस चीज़ में बहुत मन है, बहुत इंटरेस्ट है, तो definitely they'll come around. Just don't argue because argue करने से I don't think कुछ हो सकेगा. Nobody will reach any consensus. So just try to put forth your point in a polite, subtle way.
And you're planning to make this as your career or follow it as a hobby?
Writing, it started as a hobby, and I would hope to continue as a hobby itself.
Hobby itself.
Yeah.
Right. Great. It's been really, really inspiring to know you, to read your books, and to finally be in a conversation with you. And I'm sure not only me, all of us sitting here have been extremely inspired. And I would also like to thank you that despite having almost lost your voice yesterday, you are so confidently, presenting everything that you want to.
Thank you so
And-
much for having me here.
And more than that, I would love to clap for the parents and your younger sister. And I'll tell the story on how you found her. Okay, I'll do that. Would you like to come and say a few words? You are the main inspiration behind her. I don't even
Yeah.
know your. Would you like to-
Please welcome them on the stage with a huge round of applause, guys.
Come, please come.
There are kings and then there are king makers.
Right, that's very rightly said. I
Amongst
agree
us.
completely.
There are queen makers.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't expecting this. So, very good morning to all of you. I don't know, I would just say that in our culture we say Mata, Pita, Guru, Daivam. They say that not just because a mother carries the child for 9 months, though that is how it has been brought into picture, but I feel it is because what a mother can give the child, or what a mother and then the father can do for the child, is something no one else can. Right after them is the Guru, and then comes the God. So we all have become so busy in our careers and our lives nowadays, we adults, that I think with this small thing, many of us are forgetting to recall and recollect. We are just having expectations for our children, but we are forgetting that if we have expectations, we also need to give them an environment, the right kind of support, so that they can fulfill our expectations. So as parents, I think I'm lucky that my better half also supports me and believes in the same thing, that first we need to do our duty properly before expecting anything from our daughters. And they are not the reason, they are not because of us. They make us proud because we make the efforts. We also have to put the efforts so that someday they can make us proud. So I hope, I made some sense, saying all these things. So we are also proud of what she has achieved till now, and I'm really, really thankful to Sanjay sir and Mr. Raghav for giving her this opportunity, for not thinking that, oh, she's a small kid, there are such accomplished writers here. What can she do, or what difference can she bring? In fact, I feel, the youth should be given chance. The youth is the future of this country. The country needs youth like you all to awaken, to realize your real potential, so that someday you all can make us, all of us, proud. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. What an amazing way, what a wonderful way to begin day 3 at the Rang Darshini Hall. Like, we are so inspired. Ma'am, you
I
want
just
to
wanted
say?
to say, जैसे कहते हैं ना जोड़ी की आँख,
Yeah,
वो Sanjay sir की थी. I mean, Sanjay ji was at a Delhi book fair,
yeah.
and he went to these books which were lying around, and he asked this girl. She thought कि ये खड़ी है तो किताबों के साथ, तो इनको बोला, please call your mother. आपकी mother ने लिखी है ना? उसने कहा नहीं, ये किताब मैंने लिखी है. So he was quite taken aback, and that's how he said, he invited her over, and she accepted it. So it's really good that she accepted it. It is a really wonderful thing for us, at least.
One thing I would like to add here, this invitation, it made it even more memorable and special to me because, number one, my mother grew up in this city. And second, my grandfather, my mother's father, he was the chief engineer, engineer, I'm so sorry, for this project, this Bharat Bhavan. So getting a chance to speak here,
Wow.
I mean, really, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Does anyone have any question? Okay. It was a wonderful session, a very impactful session. We really learnt a lot, and such a wonderful relationship amongst the family. We saw, everybody is proud of each other. Everybody, the girl is saying, I'm so happy. They are my parents. I'm so proud of them. I'm happy. They are also proud of her. It's beautiful. It's so inspiring. And this session, really reminded us that, things like time travel or machines or portals or any imagination can become reality if you have enough curiosity and courage to delve into it. Through today's conversation, we saw how stories can connect generations, how past can inspire the future, and how young voices that we have amongst us are reshaping the old age tales, right? Vaishnavi ji, thank you so much. You were really inspiring with the passion and the discipline that you have, the journey that you told us from being homeschooled to, it requires a lot of discipline to sit, to write at this age. And Meenakshi ma'am, you were amazing. Thank you so much for guiding this amazing conversation with such warmth and such wisdom, and your mentorship, encouragement, and the belief that you have in young minds added a beautiful layer to this session. Can we have a huge round of applause for all our speakers? Now, to mark this wonderful, inspiring interaction, I would now like to invite Brigadier Sanjay Agrawal, sir, a founding member of the society, to kindly come forward and present a memento to our speakers. It's a token of our appreciation. Can we give them a huge round of applause?
Would you like to also come and stand here?
Yes, please.
You can give your camera to sir. I'll give it on your behalf so that you will get the recordings in your camera.
Come back with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this memento has been specifically created for the Bhopal Literature Festival by Padma Shri Durga Baiji. This artwork reflects connection between imagination, tradition, and storytelling. Thank you to our wonderful speakers for starting the day with such optimism and inspiration. And thank you, Bhopal, for celebrating young voices with such enthusiasm. Please stay with us as day 3 of the Bhopal Literature Festival continues. Thank you everybody.